That is right. On top of this amazing LAN happening, our colleagues from Dabble Productions will host a qualifier tournament for this LAN on the 27th of September, next Saturday, for those checking in. The winner will get a 50% discount of the venue fee plus the Splatoon 4v4 tournament registration, while a random checked-in team that played will get a 25% discount of the same. That'll be a raffle. We hope you look forward to it. You can find the tournament rules and infos on their sendout.inc. Fusion off the heels of Riptide here in the US, I feel like it is always good to see more lands popping up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been quite a few smaller lands in North America. That one's looking to be a large one over in Europe. You should check it out if you are within a reasonable distance of it. Lands are an awesome experience, and yeah, I would absolutely recommend you check it out. I mean, just really quick, that pool that we were just watching a match in is brutal. It has PXG, Black Lotus, Cosmic Wall, and I believe, and Rocket right now as their top 4 going into the winners. One team is guaranteed the alpha bracket. We're just going to keep up the pace. We're going to keep doing things. This tournament stops for nobody. There's matches, intense matches from every which way. We're going to be seeing Duck Motif and Healbook coming up next. This is a very, very interesting match. I mean, Duck Motif, bunch of great players. They had won a bunch of tournaments like 6 months ago. They have been in and out, I think. Yeah, not playing. Maybe I don't think they've been playing together quite as much recently. But Healbook itself, a bit of a free flow pickup here. I mean, I was on the Beep podcast the other day, and Sassy was saying that free flow is really looking to prove themselves. Not quite exactly free flow, but these players are great and are really looking to find that big win for themselves, and this could be exactly it. This is a huge matchup that I believe is the winners. This may be the winners finals of their pool.
It is.
Yeah, so this is going to be an intense match.
You know, from Healbook's perspective, because it's basically a combination of different members from Free Flow. And Len, by the way, making an appearance, because Len, I believe, is the coach of Free Flow here too, playing with this group. So you have JJ and Adapt, the core 2, and then Prosper, I believe, getting subbed in. So usually when you see the core 4 without Prosper, you know that's Free Flow right there. Otherwise, they'll go through different names there. But it is exactly the Free Flow pickup that I'm sure, personally, Fusion, a team that's just been on the rise. I think even since SuperJump 5, they're just been posting some amazing results throughout. So I want to see how far this team can go. And Duck Motif making its grand reappearance, to say the least, as you noted, winning a whole bunch of tournaments from it feels like 6 months ago, as I think you noted too. So this, to me, I think is going to be a very fun matchup here in the winner's final side here too. And if I'm not mistaken, the winner of this one will actually, I believe, move on to alpha brackets, if I remember my qualifications here from SuperJump. Go ahead.
Yeah, they will be making that alpha bracket, which is huge. There are only 8 pools right now, so being one of those 8 teams guaranteed a spot is massive, especially when you can guarantee yourself a big match. Being one of those 8 means you're going to be facing a team that was in redemption for your first round tomorrow. So big deal here. I mean, not having to fight through redemption will be massive for any and all of these teams here, but one of them will end up in redemption. The question is which one. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think we both are, and I want to see. My personal thing is I want to see this go all 5, because I think it'll be pure entertainment. But I know playing as a player, and especially playing as a player at Riptide for sure, is like, I do not want to let this go to 5. I want to make sure we're just done and dusted here. A 3-0 is in the books here, which that's gonna be. I really want to see this matchup just go in so many different directions, to say the least. Little interesting thing, by the way, with this pool, we have only seen sweeps out of this pool so far. So if basically if the whole team gets a game on the board, it pretty much bucks the trend. So that's gonna be something to keep an eye on if you're one of those people that like trendy things, to say the least. But I mean, Fusion, we've talked a lot about how we're excited for both of these teams here. We gotta take I'm curious about what we have for the maps coming up here, which we're gonna show you what game 1 is anyway, so we bought themselves some time. Barnacle and Dime Zones is our lead off for sure. Duck Motif's on the purple, orange colored side. Healbook makes its appearance, and we do have that third kit try, which I'm blanking on, but that's the one with the screen that Adab's dishing out here, Fusion.
Yeah, we do, and we have the Sorella Brella as well, which got like an entire, not rework quite, but it was a pretty massive change coming out, especially a big paint buff. Maybe it can be a powerhouse here on zones on Barnacle, as that jet already comes out early, looking to create an opening there. The jet not able to find any picks, is going to end up landing down. Red Shell dives for the pick on the landing ranger, but again, it's been so long since anyone has seen a Barella in the wild, or at least a regular Barella in the wild, that you forget you can't just jump on the landing spot for it. You have to do a little bit more work than that, and it is going to be, I believe, Healbook with the opening push here. Duck Motif still struggling to find their way to the zone, and they go 3 down. So Healbook looking incredible in the opening moments of this game.
Looking awesome so far. We did see the trade of screens there, but Healbook winning out the fights, especially with that 3 down. Only the Kraken pretty much meant that they can't get the contest, and now this is just go time if you are Duck Motif, because you're down to the 38 punch man. We have seen Grayscale on the board. We get on the board there, so someone swam through the screen, but it is going to be the 2 members that has dropped from Healbook, and now the openings there from Duck Motif. They did lose 2 of their own, but they buy themselves the time that they need. Kira's just gonna have to retreat back. The Inkjet being used by JJ here to see if they can get picks, but JJ doesn't quite find any. Len is there with that blaster, their famed blaster from Len, and so far Healbook, nice little recovery there, pretty much a bump on the road, and Fusion 20 points remaining. A fantastic start from Healbook.
Yeah, it's looking great so far, especially with that pick. That's going to be a very nice stagger. No missiles can be used right now to clear the zone. The screen is going to allow Drift to move up on the right side, who finds 1. The blaster does not care. You don't have to see to get the picks with that weapon. Red Shell's Kraken is going to end up running out of the zone. That's going to be another pick for Len. Len looking to chase down members of Duck Motif, trying to solidify this game for Healbook. The jet's going to come out on the left side, but they get sniped out by the pencil. And now Duck Motif's going to manage to shift the tides and paint up. And now that they're able to do just that, they don't quite have enough time to get up onto that high ground, but they managed to get so much paint on the board so quickly. Healbook pushing in on this map can be very difficult. Healbook's going to have to be the ones to do it this time.
Yeah, Healbook is only the one that has to play from their base there, but with Duck Motif, they're in a perfect position to see if they can just chew off more points on the board, especially when you're able to eliminate a couple members out of the picture there. It's just a battle of screens, a battle of zoning right now from both squads, and Healbook's member advantages that are going to have to start mattering here, because they lost 2 by themselves. JJ trying to fight Kira right now. Kira's just swimming circles around them. They do get stuffed out. The 2 members have gone down, but right now, Healbook's going to lose the lead here, and now they're just trying to move forward. The time isn't going to be on their side right now. Here, Drift is just trying to find pit members, and the delayed 3 just seals it, and that's what happens when you get advantage and you're able to take it through. Duck Motif, slow start, but a fantastic finish. They take home game 1 to kick off winners finals of Pool A8 here, Fusion.
Yeah, great stuff. Duck Motif definitely had their challenges trying to get that game, but Pencil, Kai was able to find some very, very nice picks on that Inkjet. That Inkjet was in a perfect spot to stop Duck Motif from recapping the zone, but a nice pick was really able to allow Duck Motif to get back in, and once they had that space, they were able to absolutely capitalize on it. I mean, yeah, it's very hard to push back in on that map, and Duck Motif was able to really make the most of it. Great stuff. And that is going to be that game 1 going to them. But that said, very back and forth game. I think we could be indeed seeing something of a game 5 here, a very interesting back and forth set. I mean, I love all the interesting weapons we're seeing throughout that game, but I'm an Inkjet enjoyer. Inkjet has a little bit of a hard time.
Yeah, for sure there too. And the dynamics of that game one is dueling screens, which it feels like it's been eons. It's been eons for me to say the least there with teams just now screens, let alone dueling ones. I think the variety we saw from Duck Motif was that 52 Gal Deco, and then this the third kit tribe, which I'm just blanking on the official name on, from Healbook. So that's kind of an interesting. It's kind of an interesting dynamic there. It adds a little bit more zoning. You can just swim behind and just catch your opponents off guard with just this giant screen ahead of you. So it's gonna be something I would want to keep an eye on if it becomes a thing here in this set. But I mean, Duck Motif, a lot of credit to them taking advantage of what happens when you have that lead and able to push Healbook back, especially with Healbook having the strong start that they did. But Fusion, game 2 is the ultimate snowball map. It is ship-shaped cargo code tower control, and I'm wanting to see if they would just want to stick with the weapons they learned from game 1, especially with JJ having that Sorella umbrella that they dished out on the board.
I'm not sure. I think maybe I'm a Brilla hater. I'm not sure. I wasn't positive about it. Like when I saw it come out, I was watching at Riptide. The team with Chara on it was running triple ink strikes, and with that Brella, it was like 2 buckets and a Brella. Maybe if JJ's really feeling it, we could see a vanilla Brella come out here. But truthfully, I feel like Duck Motif needs to. Excuse me. I think Healbook really needs to put the pressure on to a Duck Motif and not just try and win it with the ink strikes if they're going to be able to come out victorious in this game. I think we do indeed see that's the wow, JJ Brella Enjoyer. Holy crap, that is meant to be that recycled Brella with the splashdown.
Okay, so anything that I had on the board with weapons today here, Fusion, I just got to chuck that out the door. So 2 big weapon changes here, by the way. Adapt away from the screen Tri-Saucer onto the machine, which onto this machine, excuse me, with the Zuka. We got Umbrella Enjoyer for all the Umbrella enthusiasts out there. The recycle Brella, especially for those who are paying attention to that one. JJ, by the way, using the triple splashdown for spacing, but that's so interesting that we saw from Healbook. What's even more interesting is the Auto Brush, which has the Kraken from Red Shell. There's a lot of things to digest. Both teams are probably not going to let me just chew through this one, because right now the first checkpoint's already there from Duck Motif. There's a trade, but Duck Motif is just trying to get the first push on the board.
Yeah, Red Shell's been waiting his whole life for a crazy Octobrush kit, and that seems to be exactly what has come here. Something that works on all maps and modes. He's done a great job with that so far, but finally Healbook is going to be able to create some space. Prosper with a nice snipe with that snipe Rider on this left side. Finds another one. Multiple members diving that tower here. Now this checkpoint is pretty clear. There's no long-range specials active right now for Duck Motif. That first checkpoint is going to fall to Healbook for the first check of the game. The Kraken is going to storm back into mid. Healbook, again, with not quite as much paint on the team as Duck Motif. They're gonna need to win by getting those picks, and that seems to be exactly what's happening here. A sneaky around the pillow pick from JJ is going to open the door. Now that tower is going to move on to that final checkpoint. Another pick, the recycled Brella, going absolutely wild.
This recycle umbrella is just going nuts right now. That was a bomb pick, I believe, too. Or actually, no, that was just a recycle umbrella pick, excuse me, that we saw from Healbook. I don't know where I got the bomb from. Ignore me. As Healbook, another small bump in the road. They win, too, anyway. They're still keeping this pressure alive. It is still a trade right now, but so far, Healbook, the tower slowly resetting back, but Healbook with great control of Duck Motif's base so far. JJ, however, game found in this map. Len takes out Red though, so that trade is going to be there. They get taken out by the Splat Bomb. All sorts of fights happening near Duck Motif's territory, and I think Duck Motif may have held him out for just a little bit longer there. But so far, that's a great start from Healbook, but they also want to make sure they keep the sustain, because Duck Motif is looking to respond, especially with the 3 down that just happened.
Oh, wow, 3 picks from that Splattershot Pro. incredible stuff is going to shift the momentum. Duck Motif now has paint. They have a player advantage on their push here. It is going to be JJ trying to guard that left side, but not able to do it on their own. So that is going to be now Duck Motif moving forward. Drift getting into the base with that 52 gal. They can't get out in time. Jumping out when they were being a little bit too aggressive, but not able to get it quick enough. And just all of this damage, this AoE damage that can come out from Healbook makes it difficult to run through choke points against them. That said, Duck Motif still a lot of space in mid, a lot of control. JJ stalling in the backfield. The splashdown's going to come out. They get taken out in the process, but that may buy enough time for Healbook to get back into the map, and that lets Adapt with that sloshing machine get the picks they need and get the control back of mid. Incredible stuff. Great job. That's honestly, that's what the Brella's built for. You give your team time to win those fights. Great job to Healbook for capitalizing.
Great job also saving off what could have been a mid-game fallout there, because that was almost prime position for Healbook for things to go wrong if Healbook kept losing fights, especially with what happened in game 1. But to say the least, Healbook is definitely holding steady right now. They're just working around this tower to see if they can win the full advantages there. But the 3 members down, however, might give Duck Motif the chance to strike back. 45 seconds left to go in the game. Now we get to see Duck Motif try to get this push on the board, especially when Prosper goes down the backline out of the picture. And the first time by the already being cleared out. So this is now Healbook. They're having to play their defense as well. They lose JJ on the other side, and I believe this could be an imminent the lead change, and it will be. The last 25 seconds is there, and this will be the second checkpoint going down the delayed wipeout, also ensuring that Duck Motif has total control. Len drops, JJ drops, and again, a very similar story from the previous game. But Healbook does not hold the lead in the late game, and Duck Motif goes up 2-0 and are looking for their ticket to alphas with game 3 coming up.
Every time. Ship shape, cargo code, tower control. Every time. Team 1 gets the lead, pushes, gets to the final checkpoint, can't push through. 3 minutes pass. The end of the game is approaching. The other team knocks out. Every single time. It's not a conspiracy. This is what happens. I don't know how, but it always happens. It's very funny, but wow. I mean, that pincer towards the end of the game coming out from Duck Motif was massive. The pro moving across those grates. Is that drift on the pro?
Might have been, yeah.
I'll have to see. Feed's tiny bit blurry, but that pro with those missiles came out just in the exact right moment. The tower was at like the 40-point mark. Members of Healbook were all stuck in their spawn, just so clumped together. And getting over that bridge, you can have a tiny bit of high ground over the opponent. Just great play. The pinch really solidified the deal because, you know, once you're able to get into the enemy base and clear out that high ground, that top left is really like everything for stopping the tower and preventing people from getting up there easily. Absolutely made Duck Motif's job a lot easier. Man, Healbook, they're doing a lot. They're putting in so much effort, but it has not been enough just yet. They're so close, but they haven't been able to win. Duck Motif just has that comeback potential. They've had the clutch factor. They've been able to put everything together when it needs to happen, and Healbook has just not been able to match that pace. But they still have one more shot. It's a 2-0 set so far, but these games have been so close. They could go either way. We're going to be moving to Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track. Let's get into it, Keon. Hopping into it, do you see any differences in the team compositions or the play styles potentially from these teams?
I mean, I don't expect much changes playstyle wise. What I will note is Len has switched to that S Blast. That's the one with the Booyah Bomb for those keep in mind. Kara, by the way, also on the shot. The other change notable there too. We also are going to be seeing dueling heavy edits. No surprise, pencil not normally a weapon teams usually favor on this map. So, I mean, playstyle-wise, the big thing for Healbook is what is going on with their mid to late game. Their Duck Motif, it has the clutch fighter. They have just the crazy ability to go for comebacks. Then here's the strong start, by the way. Healbook's like, all right, well, if we can't get their mid to late game done, we gotta get a strong early game. They lose 3 though so far. So Healbook, at least they did what they needed to do to get the checkpoint, but they are gonna have to get a lot more points, especially if they want to absolutely solidify a lead here in a very condensed map like this one. Brilliant bombs being used. They will not eliminate Red quite yet, but it is gonna have to buy them some time. I mean, Fusion, the ultimate worry I have right now, even with the weapon changes, is Healbook's mid to late game needs to be sharp.
Yeah, and I mean, I think certainly having weapons without the guarantee specials has made it a little bit difficult for them, especially like on tower control. Going in without like a Booyah Bomb or triple ink strikes makes it difficult and makes you susceptible to kind of, I guess, quote unquote choking in those moments, even though it's like not necessarily, you know, it's like if you don't have a good way to like guarantee your team some stability, it's way harder to play like we need to win this one fight defense. But now that they have some changes, Len on the dark side going to the S Blast with the Booyah Bomb, that could make a big difference for them. But really weird situation here. The Rainmaker is on the left side. It never ends up there. I don't know how in the world Len managed to survive that, but he managed to jump out of that situation there. So Healbook, with that first checkpoint, they're no stranger to early aggressive successes, but they need to be able to succeed late, just like you said. Duck Motif has specials at the ready. The Kraken is going to come out. This may be their first opportunity for a push of the game.
Yeah, first opportunity for the first true push from Duck Motif there. And again, Duck Motif, no strangers to just get to being sharp in that mid to late game when it absolutely matters there, as Healbook is still holding on to a lead, but this is not a safe lead in Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker. It's a small map and things can go out of control if you're not sharp with your fights. So you gotta be able to punish the opposing team as much as they can. JD is just trying to aim for that Rainmaker. I think Red's gonna be the one that was on that Rainmaker hold, and that will be them dropping it. They only get an additional 8 points, which that's not gonna be the checkpoint by the end of it. 2 members dropped, and that will set Healbook up for the opportunity to use the screen for zoning if they want to. Adapt is just trying to wait around for that to work. JJ immediately using that Rainmaker right now. They just ate a lot of damage from the whale and is gonna go down. So with the attempted push with the screen to zone out Duck Motif is just not blinking in the slightest with that attack. And Healbook still trying to find any opportunities to expand their lead. Duck Motif's just looking for the first checkpoint here. Fusion, they're looking pretty close.
Yeah, they're pretty close. 2 down on Healbook, 1 on Duck Motif. The jump's going to come back in thanks to that cooler, and Duck Motif looks for even more. They want more than just this checkpoint. Members of their team are being super aggressive. That Kraken's going to lead the way. Len on the backside is going to be able to get the Rainmaker. Massive pick, sneaking through that trench, able to find it. The space in front of the Rainmaker was clear, but the Rainmaker was not safe. So Duck Motif now has that checkpoint, but they don't have a lead. Now Healbook. It's a 3v3 situation in mid. This is where things get dicey. Len clutching up, gets a pick in mid exactly when Healbook needs it. Healbook has the lead, but they don't want to settle with just this, because all it's going to take is just one quick run, and that would be a lead swap here. The Rainmaker prospers, holding on to it. Drift dives the Rainmaker, and Drift's gonna find a huge Drift now in the bunker behind them, finds another one. They're going absolutely wild with this $52 jump comes in. They bump into the Rainmaker. Actually, they died to the curling bomb. Healbook still has control. They still have the lead. They are going to hang on to it, and they're going to try and move this Rainmaker around the right side. They need to be careful. If they go down here, it could be just as easy as one dash up that left side for a lead, but they're going to drop it into the pit instead. A very smart move. One member of Duck Motif goes down. 10 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be one last shot for Duck Motif to take back this lead.
They have to do it now, because especially this is a fight that Healbook needed to hold, and they do. And amongst the crazy skirmish, I think it was Adapt and the crew that collapses onto this Rainmaker, and that is what Healbook needed. It wasn't necessarily the cleanest lead that they had, but their defense showed up when they needed to Fusion, and hey, if you're gonna be able to clean up that mid to late game and be able to win the fights you need, that is the way to do it. Len, by the way, the huge shout out on, with the multiple picks that they need, especially stopping the Rainmaker on its tracks on the first true push. Healbook survives here. They get one more, they get 2 more games to work with. Fable Clamblitz making its grand appearance, and the fun fact, now, this set has avoided sweeps that we have seen so far in this group. So Healbook is definitely trying to make sure that they win the set through the reverse sweep method.
Oh my god, yeah, that was a very dicey end of the game there. I mean, something about Rainmaker that I kind of love. As much as there's some controversy around it, I love the idea. Imagine if you're just able to pick up the tower and like run away with it from the enemy team, you know? Or like on Clamblitz, if you could steal their power clam and like throw it away or off the map, you know? You can like you can actively make the enemy team like lose points on their push or make it more difficult for them to push without winning the fight. It's very funny, but Healbook manages to smart play to grab the Rainmaker and move backwards there, moving it into that pit. The last thing they wanted was to have the Rainmaker go, the traditional route, that left side where the checkpoint is, because the checkpoint is 60. It's just a few points away, and it's very easy to guarantee that you could run in behind a Kraken. All it would take is like one moment to push the enemy team back, and that's all it would take. So Healbook is going to hang on, guarantee themselves a game 4, and they have a chance here on Clamblitz to even up the set.
I was waiting for the absolute troll job of stalling the Rainmaker, of going onto the right-hand side, and Duck Motif is like, I think we saw the script that we saw at Riptide in one of the earlier Top Cut sets, so they're like, no, we're not allowing that, but kudos to Healbook for holding strong. So we go on to Inkblock Clamblitz, and they're going to go with the comp that actually got them the dub there in that Rainmaker map. Red, by the way, switching over to this Octobrush I don't normally see here, but it's the one with the beacon and the Inkstorm making its appearance. So look out for the old beacon jumps that we could be seeing here in this map. Especially look out for sneaky pushes right away. But right now, Duck Motif will have to wait for sneaky pushes, because just like the previous games, it is Healbook looking to strike in the early parts of this. However, the big problem right now is they got to get the power climb, which they do at the end, and that's already the first push less than 30 seconds into the game. They are trying to keep this push started. 74 points remaining is the score right now. They do bring it down with a few more clams on the board. They're still lurking right now, but they may have just they might have bit off a little bit more than they can chew. They will eliminate a few members of Duck Motif for their efforts. In fact, somehow even getting a few picks. Red's going to be about 7 steps ahead, trying to get this power claim spawn. The barrier goes back up. Fusion, fiery start from Healbook. Not necessarily strong in points wise, but that's still a very fast start for them.
Yeah, I mean, once again, they're the ones winning the opening push, getting the first score on line. But again, Duck Motif answering back very quickly. You wouldn't know from the way Drift is facing, but this is on Healbook's plat. They just don't have the clams quite to show for it just yet. They need to make a power. The clams are just scattered between their team. The clam is going to make its way onto the plat. The rain is going to come out. That's going to open the door, and that is going to be a score for Duck Motif here. They have some extra clams online, but it seems like they're focused very heavily on winning this fight over getting the big score, so they're only going to have enough to cut the deficit. So Duck Motif is going to be able to cut the lead down, but don't end up winning too much of the fight. They do manage to save multiple members alive in the process, so Healbook still does not have a easy way back into mid, especially with Drift sharking on top of the stack, finding a very nice pick, and now the double team with a red shell. Duck Motif has another chance at a push here.
Yeah, another chance at a push, and I did see that one power clam that was spawned thrown back to save for a future push in mind, but they had a great move in, and then they're getting snuffed out right now. Healbook's defense showing up here with 2 minutes and 42 seconds into the game. The 3 members have gone down. That Power Clam should be disappearing here soon. Adapt and Len teaming up together to make sure that they don't let this Power Clam get picked up. So both teams with the free clam back at base. No other Power Clam spawned outside of it, and they're looking for the chance to strike. There's a Booyah Bomb. They're going to throw this in conjunction with the screen. Pure zoning push right now, and they are winning some of the fights that they need, but they are a little bit slow on the uptake. Now there they go. They waited patiently for their chance, and it's down to the 62 points remaining. The Wipeout should get more points on the board. Prosper waiting a little bit just to stagger out this push. The free clam back at base is jumped in on this one, and so far they are keeping this push very much going, especially with a handful of picks. If they get a few more small clams in, they can extend the timer just a bit here, as they did lose a handful of members on their own, and JJ is going to get not punished by the bomb, but will get punished by the end just a few seconds later. Fusion textbook push there, using the Booyah Bomb and the screen to take it down to 21 points remaining, but don't count out Duck Motif just yet. They can definitely punch back in the late game like we saw before.
Yeah, textbook Healbook push here. I love the way they kind of turtle up the little death ball on the left side of the plat. So hard to push in when you have a Tri-Slosher, a Blaster, and a Brilla all standing on top of each other. Especially nice pick from Len onto a member on the bats there, but Duck Motif, again, not done, not out of it yet. They are going to get one Power Clam into the basket. They have a couple more, but that's not enough. Still, do not even have 2 Power Clams worth of points. We're going to end up with 1 minute left in the game. Healbook looking very strong. They're playing some great defense this game. They may even want to try and get a knockout here if they're able to do so. Duck Motif still managing to... They're taking a lot of shots. They haven't been able to get land a big hit just yet, but they're taking a lot of shots. Keep an eye out for Drift being aggressive with that 52 gal they've been sneaking up the block on the plat multiple times. They go down to the Tri-Slosher, 2 Power Clams coming up on that right side. It's a 2v4 situation here. The Clams are going to make their way to the basket. Here comes one more. It's going to miss. It's going to miss.
Oh, they got it.
No, we got it! Oh my god! It lands in the basket! It's just a 1-point game! Red Shell's on the high ground! They don't have a clam! Len finds the direct in the nick of time! And that is going to be a 1-point game! Healbook hangs on, but they still have overtime. They need to be careful. Ducky has a Power Clam.
Yeah, they definitely have that Power Clam available. So here's the thing, it's 1+3 for the lead change, but they gotta win out their fights right now. The pencil has, by the way, dropped. That's one member that has dropped. Red is gonna go down on top of it too. Now it's the stagger too. This is a lot of ground that they can work as long as they play their cards right. There's a sneaky push from the right-hand side, and that's gonna be down. The pencil, the only one staying alive here. They're gonna find Kai. The delayed wipeout seals it, and Fusion, Healbook is just trying to make their reverse sweep dreams come true in winners finals here in this pool. We're going to game 5 to decide who gets the automatic berth there to Alpha, and someone is going to win what has basically been a barn burner of a set.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, your instincts were absolutely right. This could go to a game 5, and that's exactly what we are going to be seeing. It's going to be what else but Splat Zone's Hagglefish Market. Man. Every game, Healbook strikes first, Duck Motif strikes back stronger. Healbook, the last 2 games, has been barely able to hang on. It's been very, very sketchy, but they've managed to do it. Will Duck Motif triumph in the end? Or is Healbook going to hang on just a little bit more?
That's going to be the
all they're quacked up to be.
Quack. Hopefully they are not as quacked up as they want to be. I mean, 1 point made the difference. Red was the only one alive in Healbook's plat. If Red had 1 shell, we'd be talking 3-1. Healbook literally at the skin of their teeth, holding on by a thread to force game 5 in a pool that has been nothing but 3-0s. There's the first 3-2. The question is who will get the 3 here as well, and we go to a fundamental, and this is now a game of fundamentals here, Fusion, because it is Hagglefish Market Zones. You just live in this is just a map you will see every day for the most part. So both teams are no strangers to changing weapons. I think this is just crystal clear. I think the ultimate question that I'm gonna be curious here, and this is one we'll probably mull on, is Adapt gonna is Adapt gonna change weapons, and what flavor of Octobrush does Red want to dish out? I'd imagine Red has the Kraken probably ready in store, but I mean, both teams can go with so many options. I mean, but also other thing too. This I believe is Len's second game on the S Blast, and it has also given them the dub. I should be surprised to see if that weapon changes out. We're gonna have to mull on this right now because let's see what the weapons are. I think that might be the vanilla Octobrush, if I'm not mistaken. There, yeah, there's that S Blast available. Dueling Screens is back here, Fusion. Let's kick off Game 5.
Here we go. This could go either way. We're going to see the edit from the side of Healbook farming for an early cooler, trying to help that aggressive core create the opening they need. JJ Javon's going to have that Inkjet look to try and use it over on that left side. Actually, the screens are going to be what comes out first here. Two on the right side. The screens go through each other. Nobody's playing in the zone because why would you? You're just going to end up going down. Now that's going to force all the battles onto the side here. Len coming around the left side ends up booyah bombing. Not able to find the pick just yet, but they have an opportunity to win the fight over here. It is going to be a pick onto Kara. Kara goes down. The Zipcaster finds a trade. Healbook has control of the zone, but it's going to be a nearly tied game here. All the fights happening, still an even game, neither team able to find purchase.
Neither team able to break through here, and this is a very different script from what we saw in the first 4 games already, where we saw Duck Motif strike first, and then Healbook's the one that has to punch second. But so far, it is so equal right now. It's gonna come down to who's staying alive by the end. Prosper drops that this may delay this attempted counter push here from Healbook if they get the chance. 3 specials online, by the way. That's the screen, that's the Booyah Bomb, and I believe that the Inkjet is available if they want to take advantage. The screen being used right away. Dueling screens. It is a screen party, to say the least. Nothing but big screens in front of you, and right now it is gonna be the Booyah Bomb being used. This is gonna be the zone's cap, hopefully, for Healbook, and Healbook does get the cap. Duck Motif, however, brings it down to the 28 points remaining and a whole lot more, but instead Healbook is looking to fight back, but yeah, Duck Motif will just have to settle with this one. Fusion, 3 minutes and 7 seconds left to go. Duck Motif this time gets the strong early game.
Yeah, Duck Motif looking to put this set away. The Pencil not able to find an early pick on the Inkjet. Red Shell dies, not able to find it. Prosper with a nice cleanup. The screens are going to come out yet again. Nobody wants to play inside the zone here. It's an absolute death trap. The missiles are going to come out and perhaps scatter Healbook a little bit, but they're going to manage to storm through the zone. 2 members of Duck Motif are on the left side. Duck Motif is going to end up going down in the process. They cannot win. They're outnumbered over there. And now Healbook has control of the zone. It's going to take a little bit before Duck Motif can come back in. But an incredible pick onto that Inkjet. Great stuff. Kai able to find a shot with that Snipe Rider, and Duck Motif is going to be able to regain control of that zone. Still maintaining a solid lead. It's been a lights out performance from Kai, shutting down that Inkjet every time it comes out.
Yeah, JJ, I like the idea what they did with the Inkjet, and it just did not materialize because it's an immediate pick from Kai, and now the Healbook on their last chance has to strike. Is Red on a double, I believe, and that is also going to delay the response here from Healbook. Healbook has to look for the opportunity right now. JJ has to do it from the side. They are being stuffed out. They will have to make sure that all of Duck Motif invested their resources onto them. The control has been changed, and its 2 members have gone down. Healbook is looking to try to stay alive in this push. Hailfish Market Zones in Game 5 is turning into an absolute barn burner, and Healbook probably on their last push for Fusion.
Oh my goodness, very scary situation there, but the Jet managing to pinch a member of Duck Motif into the zone. That helped them flip it here. 45 ticks left of the timer here, a minute and a half left in the game. It's going to be a very difficult situation, but an early pick onto that 52 while the aggression is not going to be out for Duck Motif. They're going to have to push through the zone very quickly. The cooler comes out. The brush dives on the right side. Red Shell finds a pick. They're going to be able to neutralize the zone. The Zipcaster comes through, finds 1 pick, 2 picks, 3 picks, and that is going to be Duck Motif back in control. Healbook on their last legs here in winner's bracket. Drift cleans up 1 more for good measure. The penalty still kind of in a middle range. It's going to be 1 more shot for Healbook. Are they going to be able to come back? That jet pick from JJ is going to open it up. Let's see what they're able to do.
Then let's see what they're able to do. The buoy bomb's gonna be thrown into this. They will flip the zone. 33 seconds left to go on the clock here, and Adapt is just trying to wait in the wings. A 9-point remaining to 18 points remaining game, and Duck Motif, by the way, was the team on the last cap. They have to win fights now. That's a pencil that has dropped. Adapt gets a second member. Then Healbook very much still trying to get the cap of the zone. They're trying to eliminate the members as much as they can, winning these advantages. But 2 members have gone down. 10 seconds left to go on the clock. Healbook is doing their best. The Booyah Bomb has to be there, but they lose so many members on the fight, and all of Healbook has dropped. Duck Motif staves off the potential reverse sweep that Healbook was fighting for. Duck Motif also gets the cherry on top with the wipeout to seal it. Duck Motif gets their automatic ticket to alpha brackets, and it's gonna be, and Healbook will have to do it in redemptions. My goodness, what a set classic in Super Jump 6.
Oh, man, incredible set. Best set we've seen of the tournament so far. Many more incredible sets to come. Just great stuff. I mean, I feel like we could tell the vibe was a little bit different from Duck Motif that game. It felt like they were able to... they did not lose the opening push as easily. It felt like they were a little bit more prepared this time. I think it was a really fascinating game of Hagglefish Zone where 2 screens come through the zone and nobody's there and everyone's on the sides because everyone is playing short range weapons and no one wants to run through the screen and then get like one tapped by a pencil or a blaster or anything. Really, really interesting. Great stuff from Healbook with Duck Motif coming out in the clutch there. I mean, that end of the game, absolutely wild. We saw Adapt sharking in the zone with the Tri-Slosher, finds 2 picks, Red Shell sharking on Duck Motif's side of the map, able to answer back very, very quickly. It's so easy to like get a pick and be like, oh, we gotta snowball this right now, and then you run right into someone who's waiting on the other side to do the exact same thing to you. Oh man, classic set, incredible set in day 1 on SuperJump. Yeah. Oh, wow. Great stuff. Honestly, I'm a big fan. I loved seeing the Brella come out throughout that set. I think the Inkjet was having a little bit of trouble, but I think like Brella as the main weapon was doing so much work. Oh man. That was fun. That
was such a nutty set. I'm glad we got to do it here in block 1 day in day 1 block 1 for us here too. I mean, that was such a that was a game of just so many different things just playing out there too. The Brella pick from JJ. I mean, I'm sure JJ would have loved to get that would have loved to get value in those Inkjets at the end. Just didn't work out for them, and just the dynamics just changed so suddenly. And Duck Motif was like, all right, if we're on game 5, we just gotta pull out our A game. And that early, I feel like that early start was kind of the tail that that tail of the entire game in general, because we saw Healbook first 4 games their start. Duck Motif got theirs too. So I mean, oh my goodness, that was fun, Fusion. And I'm glad that's our last set for us, because we got a new set of commentators flying in here to wrap up day 1 for y'all. So. I mean, I mean, Fusion. That, of course, the coffee gang is back, and I'm glad we got that, and I'm glad we got that set together. Where can the people find you first?
You can find me 8-Bit Fusion on Blue Sky. That was my Twitter handle under me. You can also find me at Sea Battle November 1st. Be there or be square, or if you're not from Seattle. Where can they find you, Kyon? It's always a pleasure to commentate with you, even if it's 10 a.m.
Even if it's 10 a.m., that's why we have coffee in the system. Unfortunately, I cheated you there and ended up getting at the diner, but that's a different story. You guys can find me, Kyon2570. I'm actually going to be on a slight break because I got a big trip ahead of me next Friday, so so that will be a lot of fun for me. So hey, it's always fun doing it with you. Again, thank you guys for sticking out with the sort of tech issues. We got them all repaired for y'all. But hey, we got more Super Jump 6 action for you guys. Cactus and Fufu will be your next set of commentators coming in to wrap up